Hello, my good friends. So it is finally happening. Republicans and Democrats are finally coming together to close a deal on President Biden's massive social spending bill. $200 stimulus payments will begin going out in several U.S. states. As this crisis continues, I know how important it is to receive additional financial aid. So friends, please make sure to watch until the end of this video to learn how you can claim this extra stimulus money. Also, do me a favor and share this video on social media and with your friends and family. And please watch until the end of this video to learn who the winners are of this week's Walmart gift card giveaway. Republicans in the Illinois House of Representatives have officially announced a new plan for another round of stimulus checks to Illinois residents. The proposal is an attempt to curb impending inflation rates by helping with the cost of living. And as a result, the checks would be an amount lower than federal checks distributed since the beginning of the crisis. The potential plan would send $200 to people making fewer than $75,000 per year and $400 to joint filers earning less than $150,000. Illinois Representative Avery Bourne told reporters that the plan would cost an estimated $1.4 billion. State Representative Tom Demmer has also stated that he would want the state to use part of the $8 billion in stimulus relief money that had received from the American Rescue Plan. Friends, I'm really excited to hear that some state lawmakers are taking action for their own residents as Congress continues to negotiate. Senate Democrat Joe Manchin has finally proposed a new plan. Joe Manchin's latest proposal on a scaled-down version of President Biden's Build Back Better agenda would make major changes. This includes leaving out big social spending initiatives like the expanded child care, universal pre-kindergarten, national paid family leave, and long-term home health care. Manchin is proposing that his colleagues choose one 10-year program to focus on and devote the other half of the revenues raised from tax reform and prescription drug reform to deficit reduction and fighting inflation. He is also suggesting limiting new spending to climate programs instead of an array of social spending initiatives that he says would likely get baked into the federal budget baseline for years to come. Senator Joe Manchin also stated that the country has to get its fiscal house in order before embarking on new grand spending plans. But his colleagues are not ready to let go of big, ambitious reforms that they've talked about for more than a year. Manchin told reporters that the nation cannot keep adding to the deficit when inflation is running at a 40-year high. But that stance is fueling tension with leading Democratic progressives and liberal advocacy groups. So when asked about Joe Manchin's pared-down proposal, Senate Democrat Elizabeth Warren told reporters if he wants to focus on an economic package, then he needs to remember childcare is an economic issue. We have many parents at home today because they cannot get childcare. We have people who cannot work in the childcare industry because they don't make a living wage. If we want to have an economy that's firing on all cylinders, we want people to be able to go back to work. Elizabeth Warren has expressed her concerns for the American Families Plan during the crisis. Senate Health Committee Chairman Patty Murray is also leading the effort to pass funding for the expanded access to childcare and universal pre-kindergarten. She stated that her priorities are all part of dealing with inflation. Chairwoman Murray told CNN News, "What I feel strongly is that Congress needs to address some of the costs that families are feeling today. Childcare is a huge part of that, and it is a barrier for people to be able to go back to work so they can support their families in this challenging time." Joe Manchin, however, has raised some doubts about the argument that spending hundreds of billions of dollars on new social programs will fight inflation by lowering cost. Manchin has shared his thoughts on President Biden's efforts. Senator Bernie Sanders also told reporters what he thinks about Joe Manchin's proposal. He stated, "I am talking about bringing forward the legislation the American people want. He doesn't like it, he can vote against it or vote for it. That is his business. Friends, the winners of this week's Walmart gift card giveaway are William Brown, Diana McDonald, and Danny Marshburn. Congratulations, friends!
You mean like LNG exports or something like that?
But also oil prices, allowing, opening up drilling again, reversing the ban on leases on federal lands.
Well, I think what's important to note here, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, is that there are a range of available oil leasing sites that oil companies are not utilizing. So you should ask them about that. You know the president's view on reducing our dependence on foreign oil, and actually his view is that this makes that case even stronger and diversifying the range of means of energy production everywhere around the world. As it relates to LNG exports, I don't have anything new on that. Our focus right now is on working with or engaging with a range of countries. I mentioned Japan yesterday, and having conversations with others who may have the availability of supply, natural gas supply, that was coming from the United States to provide to Europe in this time where they need it. And we're seeing some encouraging developments on that front.
One more thing on OPEC. OPEC is making moves now to get ready to include Iranian oil if the U.S. is successful with the Iran nuclear deal. Would the president then welcome Iranian oil coming into the U.S. to lower gas prices?
Well, again, we're not quite at the point of a final deal on the nuclear deal, so we will talk about that if we get to that point. Let's see. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. You've talked a couple times about the U.S. engaging in diplomacy with Russia going forward. When he announced the sanctions today against Putin and Lavrov, the British Prime Minister told NATO leaders that there could be no normalization with Russia after the attack on Ukraine. Does this administration share that view?
Well, again, in this moment, I've conveyed pretty clearly the president has no intentions at this moment to engage with President Putin. He was just sanctioned. We just made a decision in coordination, in close lockstep with the Europeans, to sanction him ahead of state. That is a very rare step to take. And obviously we've issued significant sanctions that cover 80% of the financial sector. So no, we're not in a business as usual moment at this point in time. And obviously de-escalation would help return us to a state where that could proceed.
Well, my friends, you've all come to the end of my daily stimulus update video. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. I truly appreciate all of you watching every video of mine. Please do me a big favor and share this video with your friends and family. If they need more reliable and accurate stimulus news information, thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend.